Hey, Bob here. Before I begin, I just want to point out that Canadian logistics are really bad. This video was actually supposed to come out quite a while ago. All the parts except for the keyboard came around 1 to 2 weeks. However, the keyboard arrived in Canada in just a few days but sat in customs for nearly 3 weeks. I almost began to think it was lost in the mail. However, I ended up getting it after 48 days. Anyways, back on topic. In this video, I'll be doing a commission build using the increasingly popular TM680. After opening the box, you're greeted with a user's manual which goes over the functions and controls of the keyboard. Underneath, you have the keyboard itself, which we'll be taking a look at it in a moment. On the side, there's a small box containing a 2-in-1 switch/keycap puller and a braided USB-C cable. Okay, now for the keyboard itself. The TM680 uses a 65% layout with arrow keys being separated. It also features a knob which is really useful for quickly adjusting volume and shortcuts. The housing is made of plastic, however it feels really sturdy. It comes with a steel plate, a hot swap PCB with customizable RGB, and pre-installed plate mount stabilizers. In addition, there's also pre-installed plate foam. Overall, for the price of 68 USD, this keyboard is feature loaded and a great bang for the buck. To start disassembling, remove 8 screws on the plate, and the back should come loose and pop off with a bit of force. The next step is to pop off the top cover. Unfortunately, I lost the footage for this. However, if you take some time and patience, it should come off quite easily. Removing 3 screws from the back of the PCB and it separates from the plate. Here you can see the plate foam mentioned earlier. Now that the PCB is completely free, I will tape mod it. As the name suggests, this mod involves adding layers of masking tape to the back of your PCB, which creates a more deep and thocky sound. The next thing I did was cut a layer of PE foam to the PCB dimensions. Once again, this mod allows for a more defined sound when typing. If you are doing this to your keyboard, remember to make holes for your screws. Alright, now that both mods are done, we can reattach the PCB to the plate by reinserting 3 screws from earlier. Once that's done, pop the top plate back and push the knob back in. Instead of using foam for the case, I decided to use paper towels as they're easier to fit and dense when layered. Finally, we can pop the back cover on, reinsert the 8 screws, and the keyboard is reassembled. Here, I'm just creating holes on the PE foam where the switches will sit to ensure that they don't come out on their own. For this build, I changed out the stock stabilizers for lubed, clipped, and wholly modded Everglide pandas. If you're interested, check out my stabilizer video, which is an in-depth tutorial on how to mod them. For this build, the client chose to go with Aqua Matcha Greens, a great budget switch if you haven't heard of them. After inserting all the switches, we can move on to the keycaps. The client chose to go with GMMK Samurai knockoffs. Although knockoffs are looked down on in the community, he liked them and didn't want to spend over $100 on the real set, which I think is reasonable. Alright, this is basically the end of the video. For a $169 build, I think it turned out amazing. I really like the layout of the TM680 and the knob. It provides great functionality and convenience. Anyways, thank you for watching. Consider subscribing or liking if you enjoyed.